Chapter 12, Blocked. At this time, the other side also called in a lot of backup. The circles did have some overlaps, and someone on the other side immediately recognized young Master Lin and his people. Smiling, he said, Isn't this young Master Lin? Young Master Lin also recognized the person on the other side, but that was not enough to offset his anger. That guy also wanted to be a peacemaker. It's just some spit that got onto a car, at least it didn't get onto anyone. Young Master Lin, how about let's go grab a drink and just bury the hatchet? If someone spat on my car at school, I would definitely have beaten him up, young Master Lin's little brother suddenly chipped in. As a result, the person that was just talking to young Master Lin glared at him and said, Do you have a place to talk in this situation? Get lost. Young Master Lin immediately got even angrier. Watch your tone, that's my little brother. Oh yeah? That's your little bro? My bad, but you should still discipline your little brother better, and at least teach him when to shut up and not talk. Young Master Lin gritted his teeth. Bastard. Then, he charged right up and threw a kick. Immediately, the people on his side all went up and began fighting with the dozens of people on the opposite side, and the scene turned chaotic. The fight was pretty brutal, both sides had a dozen or so men, and things like bottles, phones, and selfie sticks, all became temporary weapons. We are not even intervening on this. Su Cheng asked Zhang Ruyan who stood beside him. The latter looked at the riot scene, a bit helpless. Intervene? How do we intervene? Even if we detain all of them, the whole office will be filled with all kinds of complaint letters from their lawyers. Su Cheng couldn't take it anymore. He immediately charged up and shouted, Everyone freeze! I will arrest whoever continues to fight. The blonde teen that couldn't get involved in the battle sneered and shot another look of disdain at Su Cheng. You are the most ignorant patrol officer I've ever seen. Su Cheng looked at him and said, Tell your brother and his guys to stop. The teen was lost in laughter. In Shangcheng, do you know what the real nightlife is about? Su Cheng hesitated for a second. Was there another meaning? Zhang Ruyan replied, It's about the dark night, the real dark life. The police represent the light, and after the clock hits 11 at night, dark night falls. Su Cheng didn't care whether it was day or night, he directly took out his gun and fired a shot into the sky. With a loud bang, the shot shocked everyone and caused the fight to cease. Freeze! Su Cheng shouted as loud as he could, and all the second-generation rich kids and powerful young masters stopped and looked at him strangely. This is just a civil dispute that can be resolved with an apology, why do we have to resort to this kind of fighting? The young master that did the spitting sneered, Because I don't want to apologize for something small like this. Young Master Lin also sneered, I also knew that a person like him wouldn't apologize, so we are just solving the problem in our own way. And then, almost everyone looked at Su Cheng like they were looking at a retard, and someone even began clapping for him. Officer, you are so cool, you even shot your gun. Who are you trying to scare? Having said that, this guy came to Su Cheng's face, stroked his badge, and said in disdain, Go drive your little motorcycle and patrol elsewhere, don't ask for trouble. There are so many thieves, so go catch them. Don't keep watch on us, you are not high enough level yet. Su Cheng shrugged his shoulder to shake off his hand, and then stared at that bunch of second-generation rich kids and said, Just scatter, there's no need to fight. Sir, you over there, since you spat on his car, just apologize to him and let's call it a night. The guy that spat opened his eyes up wide, thinking that he must have heard it wrong. He immediately broke out into a fit of laughter, and when he was finally done, he looked at Su Cheng and asked, Are you retarded? Su Cheng's eyes trembled once. What did you just say? That guy got even closer and then emphasized every syllable, I asked, Are you retarded? Su Cheng's face slightly changed. Zhang Ruyan who was beside him placed his hand on Su Cheng's shoulder and said, Let's not make this thing bigger. Let it go. Let it go? We are the police. Now they want to start shit with us? That's disregarding us and the law. Su Cheng sneered. That bunch of rich kids heard him and they all began mocking him in disdain, so what if we want to start something? We didn't set things on fire or kill anyone, what can you do about us? Could it be that you want to shoot us dead with that gun in your hand? Let me tell you, we've paid so much taxes. If it weren't for us then how would you get paid? You are not thanking us but trying to get into our way now. The rich young masters burst into mocking laughter. Su Cheng took in a deep breath and continued, "It's just spit, there's no need to fight over it, right? You guys are all young adults, just apologize and bury the hatchet. How about that?" Young Master Lin just ignored Su Cheng, a mere patrol officer. And when he finished saying that, the guy that spat directly came over and spat in front of Su Cheng. Then, he raised his head and looked at Su Cheng with a smile and said, "Is it fine as long as I apologize?" The corner of Su Cheng's eyes twitched once. The guy seemed to be pushing his line and directly spat onto Su Cheng's clothes. Then, he said with an apologetic face, "I'm sorry, officer, I didn't do it on purpose." "Did you say I'm okay as long as I apologize?" A chilling light flashed past Su Cheng's eyes. He placed his gun back into the holster as he asked Zhang Ruyan with a grin, "Is it a crime to insult the police?" Zhang Ruyan took a moment and tried to come up with the response, and then the kid that spat at Su Cheng laughed out right away, "So what if I'm insulting you?" Pa! Right after he finished, Su Cheng used his palm and chopped at his neck, almost breaking it. The guy immediately fell to the ground with a pale face, and then he directly stood up, charging at Su Cheng and trying to confront him. "You fucking dare to hit me!" Su Cheng didn't even give him the chance to get close and hit him, he kicked the guy away and replied, "I'm not just going to hit you, I'm going to arrest you too." Right after Su Cheng finished, he took a big step forward and grabbed onto that guy's collar, preparing to take him away. Who knew that the other 7 or 8 second-generation rich young masters from his side would immediately block his path? "You can fucking try and arrest us," someone provoked. Su Cheng found himself surrounded, but there was no panic on his face at all. Zhang Ruyan immediately came over and whispered, "Come on, do you have to do this? There's nothing wrong with detaining him for insulting police officers. If there's any problem, you can get the lawyer to communicate with the police station," Su Cheng said, and he forcefully grabbed that arrogant young master and prepared to take him away. The other people didn't plan to budge an inch and stood firmly in the way. "Interfering with police work, have you guys thought about the consequences? What's there to think about? Have you thought about the consequences of you doing this?" someone sneered. As for young Master Lin and his people, after seeing that the other side was already in a confrontation with the police, they rejoiced and were prepared to leave. As they turned around, young Master Lin laughed, "Another stubborn police officer, he's probably going to be transferred away in 3 days. His younger brother tugged him on the sleeve and said as he looked at Su Cheng who was surrounded, "Big brother, this guy's not bad. Can we help him out a bit?" "Help your ass, not even that old fritter police officer on his side could stop him. This guy's too full of discipline and justice. The bird that pokes its head out first is the one that gets shot, ever heard of that saying? You can help him this time, but not next time. Let's go." Young Master Lin dragged his little brother away.